Students in one Kentucky school district better not get any ideas after watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ditching school in Covington can get you arrested on misdemeanor charges. A new law just went into effect allowing police to haul kids to jail if they're found to be skipping class. Truancy, you see, is a big problem in Covington, costing the school district $500,000 last year. District officials hope this new strategy will increase attendance and cut down on crime in the city, especially during the daytime. Well, just a few weeks ago, we told you how parents in New Mexico can now be prosecuted for their kids' repeated truancies. Are such extreme measures what it is going to take to get both parents and kids to take school seriously? Or do you think these hardline plans will backfire?
It was always used as a tactic by my parents. You're going to go to jail if you don't go to school.
Julie has you. Yeah,
I know. They're out there watching. They're driving around on the streets. Well, joining us to talk about this topic and all the others is Dave Sislak. He's a communications specialist. Dave, thanks for being with us today. What are your thoughts on this truancy issue?
See, that's such a hard issue because I don't know what you do. I'm not a parent. Let me say that outright. So I don't know. I think, you know, some kids are just difficult kids, and you gotta, there's that show Beyond Scared Straight, you gotta freak them out a little bit. On the other hand, I know some parents, I've met some parents, I used to cover crime, who need some parenting lessons. So it's such a hard call there. Is it the kid's fault? Is it the parent's fault? You know, I don't know what you do. Arresting a child seems like a bit much.
Well, according to the article, the kids will most likely get a hall pass. Like the first time they're caught ditching, they'll get a warning. But the school district is saying one of the main problem that they have is parents there don't care. They're not taking a vested interest in their child's education and what they're doing during the day.
That's the hardest. And I covered education for the Republic for my first year at the paper. And you see there are districts and there are schools where parents are intimately involved with everything that goes on. And then there's some schools where you just don't see a lot of parental involvement. And whether that's because the parents are working, I think in some areas it's just they don't care. I don't know what the deal is, but I think parental involvement is so important when it comes to this sort of thing. And sometimes it's not. I'm not trying to be the liberal pass the buck guy, but it's not always the child's fault. Sometimes you got to look beyond the kid and see what's really going on there.
Well, you mentioned it. You covered crime for the Republic. I've covered crime, you know, in the television industry as a journalist for 13 years. And when kids skip school, good things are not going to happen when they're out running around.
But sometimes when a kid skips school, there's a reason they're acting out. There's something going on at home. And so you would hope that the teachers, the principals, you know, the CPS, if it comes to that point, would get involved and look and see what's going on at the home and find out if there's something that they can do to help.
Well, let's see what some of the viewers are writing in on this issue. This will be interesting to see. Chris McGoughlin writes in, why not? If they think they are too good for school, then put them to work outside when it's 115 and have them clean up our highways and graffiti.
Sheriff Joe would love Chris.
Oh my goodness, I think you might have some pretty good attendance if they were forced to be outside for that long in our heat. Well, Terry Williams says, why don't we arrest adults for not going to their jobs too? Kids should not be arrested for ditching.
Justin Moore sounding off on this issue, saying nothing new here. They've been doing this in Wisconsin since at least the 90s. I spent 10 days in juvenile detention for ditching school. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, Tereva Zicciarelli says it all comes back to the parents. Who is going to pay the fine or the ticket if your child is under 18? And one of the things they're also saying is that the income levels, most of the children who are ditching tend to live at or below the poverty level.
That's a shame.
So, you know,
see,
it's a big problem all the way around.
More going on at home.
There's a lot going on, obviously, behind the scenes.
Well, still to come in this